Alrighty, happy Wednesday. It is October 27th, which is crazy. We are almost all the way through October 2021, and we're approaching November, which is also getting closer to the end of the year, which is crazy. But today, what we're going to be talking about on this coffee talk is we are going to be going over something that I think needs to be addressed, and it's actually something that I was going over with the company that's working on our case study with us, and that is our 1K case study. And you can find out more by heading over to brandcreators.com/1K. And that'll take you over there, and all of the updates will be there. But that's where we're taking an expired domain, and then we are adding content to it. But we're also creating content from basically inspiration of other sites that are ranking well, but we feel we can rank better because we have a better domain at this point. But that's not what this conversation is going to be about today. But the conversation yesterday at this meeting was about how people are looking at a keyword, okay, and they're looking at the search volume for the keyword. So let's just, again, call it a long tail, how to catch bass in a pond. And they're saying like, well, it only gets 100 searches a month or 50 searches a month, or maybe 20 searches a month. And they're discarding that. That's a mistake. And I'm going to share with you how we can know that it has more potential than just that one keyword. And we can also talk about what the strategy could be. Two different scenarios. One being you already have an existing site, it's already got some traffic. The other one is brand new. What do we do there? So I'm going to cover both of those. So really, this topic here today is the huge keyword research mistake and how to fix it. All right. And that's what we're going to be doing here. And we'll be recording this on the podcast. I have a busy day today, by the way. I am getting ready to head out to New York. We're going to be visiting some family and friends there, upstate New York. We're going to be going back there for about 4 days. I leave tomorrow. So Friday, we are going to be doing the jam session, but I'm going to do that jam session today, but I will actually air it on Friday. So already got that already picked out what we're going to do. So stay tuned for that. And then the other thing is I have going on today, and some of you may be attending this, is I'm going to be doing a live niche discovery / drill down / validation session where I'm going to be doing that for 2 brand new niches. And then from there, I'm also going to be doing some Q&A for our Niche Finder Fast Track Workshop students or anyone that is inside of Brand Creators Academy. So if that is you, if you are in Brand Creators Academy, or you are a student of our niche properties or our Niche Finder Fast Track Workshop, you should have gotten the invite. And if not, you can always email me or message me, and I'll make sure that you get it. But we've sent out multiple emails for that. So that's going to be happening today at 1 p.m. Eastern time. I'm really excited about that. There's actually one strategy. It's kind of new for me. I came up with this strategy, and I think it's going to work out rather well. I actually was able to find a niche, but then find these sub niches and kind of bolt them all together to create what I think would be a really good, strong niche to go into. All right. So I'm going to be sharing that today on that live call. Again, if you want to join me, you need to be a student of one of those trainings. And if you are not, then let me give you a little, I'll do a little shameless plug here. If you go to the Niche Finder Fast Track Workshop right now, number one, you can get a discount. You can get a huge discount, and you're able to join us on this call, and you get access to the workshop. You'll have your niche picked out within 3 hours or less. That's what it was designed for. So brandcreators.com/niche, or for those of you that like the way that I would pronounce it if I did it correctly by your standards, is niche. There you go. All right. It's funny. I had someone say, Scott, I can't even listen to how you say that. I mean, really upset by it. Sorry, but just doesn't feel right saying niche. Sorry, my lips just niche. I like to say niche. Just, I don't know. It's just the way I like to say it. And I think a lot of people like to say it that way, but a lot of people like to say it the other way. All right, so let's get on with it, will we? Let's go ahead and let's get going here. I am going to be sharing my screen, so if you are watching this on mobile, it might be a little bit hard to see, but if you want to go back and watch the replay of this coffee talk, you can do that. All right, so that's what I'm going to be doing, sharing my screen. I'm going to be showing you some examples, and we're going to get down to it. All right, and if you guys have any questions in the meantime, make sure that you do that. Oh, Alejandro says, I'll join today. I have a site that is example happyfish.com, and I want to talk about crappy bass and carp, so this may help me out. I think you might be kidding, but if not, that's pretty awesome. Let's see. Oh, Elizabeth. Yeah, if you did not get a invite, you would need to, number one, check your email, because if you are a student, then you're going to get that. You should have gotten that. I've sent out multiple ones. Or if you're in the Brand Creators Academy, you'll get it inside of that Facebook group as well. And let's see. Yes, I can hear and see you. Awesome. I love that I don't even have to ask that anymore, and I get that. So thank you, Salama. Appreciate that. And good morning, Scooby Life. And yeah, we'll get rocking and rolling. So let's do it. I'm going to go ahead and pull up my notes here. Not kidding, although it's not about fish, but a broad site. Okay, cool. We can definitely talk about that on today's call, Alejandro, if you want to. All right, let's go. Let's get rocking and rolling here. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and take a little pause, and we're going to get into it. Here we go. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode. And today I am going to be talking about a huge, massive keyword research mistake and how to fix it. And actually, I was discussing one of our content plans for our expired domain case study that we've been doing. And if you guys are following along with that, or if you want to follow along with that, head on over to brandcreators.com/, let's see, 1K. That's it. That's the link for that. All right. And you can follow along there and kind of get the background story on what we're doing there. But I had a conversation with a guy that is actually helping us out with this and his company. And we were talking about keywords. We were talking about long tail keywords. And what we were talking about is like, there's some keywords that they wanted to write content for that might only have gotten 100 searches per month. And now I know personally that we're going to get more traffic than the 100. I just know from experience. But the strategy normally that we're doing or that we're using, okay, and this also goes with brand new sites, is we're looking at keywords that we can rank for fairly easy. And usually that's long tail, meaning, how to catch bass in a pond, a longer, term versus it being bass fishing. And from that string, okay, that long tail, then we're going to be able to pick up other searches that are coming in. And I actually have proof of this, by the way, because I'm going to share with with all of you that are here live or that are watching this on the video. And if you're not, I'll try to describe it the best I can. But probably why you want to head on over to takeactioncrew.com and get on that list, because, you'll be able to watch the coffee talks and you can see the videos, or you can just go to this episode's show notes page on the blog and you'll get the video so you can watch it. So I'm going to actually walk you through what I'm talking about here. But the big mistake for a lot of people is this. They're looking at that one number. They're looking at the long tail number. It might get 20 searches and you're like, I'm not going to write on that. Big mistake, huge mistake. Now, I'm not saying when you are starting a new site that you should just go out there and write about anything. No, there should be some research done. Okay. But there should not be as much thought, okay, that goes into the numbers as much as relevancy in the very beginning. Because in the beginning, all we're really trying to do is become relevant in this niche. Okay. That's what we're trying to do, is become relevant in this niche. Okay. Now, with that being said, you might not get a lot of traffic from that, but for the most part, you will get some traffic. And that's all that we're looking for. Then once we get the ball rolling, then we're going to start doing a little bit more research on the numbers and the data and things like that. And today, what I'm going to share with you is how you can see this before you actually write a piece of content. And you're not just looking at the one number, you're looking at the other options, okay, or the other benefits of writing this one long tail, okay? And this has happened numerous times for us, okay? Like there's a keyword that says in the search volume for that exact keyword that it's getting, I don't know, 100 searches, and we're getting 1,000 people to the post every single month, okay? And there's also something I'm going to share with you on how once you do get some momentum, or if you're building this on a site that already has some authority or any of that stuff, we can actually now look at competitors, look at their top pages, okay? And again, not the keyword necessarily, but the pages or the posts. Let's call it posts because that's what they are. And then we can reverse engineer what they've done, and then we can say, let's write something about that. And you're not even caring about what's the main keyword that I'm going after, okay? So the big mistake here, though, is that people are only looking at the search volume for that long tail keyword. And there's been studies out there that the zero search get searches, okay? If it's coming up in an auto-suggested search on Google, I would be willing to bet that that's getting some traffic, or else it wouldn't be in the auto-suggest, period, okay? So you have to get that out of your head, especially when you're brand new. Now, I'm not saying write about anything. It needs to be relevant. If you know that keyword is relevant to your topic, to your niche, then write it, okay? Because it's got to be there anyway. But as you get that momentum, we're going to want to get a little bit more strategic, all right? So I'm going to give you some examples here, and we're also going to talk about how to fix this. I'm going to give you two different methods, all right? And the first method that I want to give you, okay, is using a tool, and that is Keyword Chef, all right? Keyword Chef. And if you want to take that for a test drive, you want to go over and check it out, you can head over to brandcreators.com/chef. Okay. And you can go ahead and try that. And yes, I'm an affiliate for it because I use the product, and I only promote products, tools that I actually use. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see this, and I'm going to show you guys something that's pretty cool here. All right. All right, here we go. And so now if you guys are just listening, I am pulling up I'm actually pulling up the Keyword Chef, okay, right now. Actually, I got to navigate over to the window that I'm sharing. There it is. Okay, cool. All right. So inside of this, and I'm going to show you guys an example of plant-based diet. Okay, very, very competitive niche, but we're going to go ahead and do this. And I ran a search here for this. So this way here, I can check this out, right? And I can see what's going on here. All right. So as I'm looking through this, all right, I look at plant-based diet without gallbladder. That's a great one, by the way. And it says it gets 0 searches. Okay. We all probably know that that's probably not the case. It probably does, because people that don't have a gallbladder probably want to know if they can do plant-based. Okay. It's in here. Doesn't say it gets any searches, but I don't believe it. But let's just move on. Here's the one I want to focus on. And this one here is plant-based diet without beans. Plant-based diet without beans. Okay. Now, what we're seeing here is you see 25, the number 25 here, and it says similar. Okay. And then we have 4 PAA. Okay. And I'll explain what that is here in a minute. Okay. But now the 25 is the number I'm really looking at, because what that's telling me is even though it only gets 20 searches a month, according to this, right? 20 searches, it's actually getting 25 other keywords that are getting picked up from writing on this topic. Okay. So let me expand on this. Okay. If I click on this 25 where it says similar, and again, if you guys are listening, I'll try to just explain it. The very first one says plant-based diet without legumes. Okay. That's 0 volume, 44% match, meaning it's close. Plant-based diet without beans. They know that that's similar. So that's one that you would probably show up for. Now, this one's interesting. Plant-based diet plan, 3,600 volume. It's a 33% match, meaning it's 33% close to plant-based diet without beans. So plant-based diet is in there. So obviously you have a chance of ranking for that. Here's another one, vegan plant-based diet. Okay, that's a 33% match there as well. So anything above like 20% match, pretty good. It's not bad. So these are topics that you would probably want to put in that article. Okay. And a lot of times, just writing about this topic, you're going to naturally talk about this stuff. So these are great subheads that you would include inside of that post. Here's another one. What to eat on a plant-based diet. 590 searches. It's saying that it's getting per month, right? So if we add up just those 3,600, 1,000, another 1,000, 590. I mean, we're talking 3, 4, 5, let's see, 6. I mean, I haven't even gotten all the way through these, and I'm at 6,000 potential searches that could come over from writing on plant-based diet without beans. But if I looked at that at the top level, it would have only given me 20, and I might have said, I'm not going to write one on that. Okay. So that's what we want to be careful of. Okay. Now, this is just a quick, easy way to see this. And I can go to another one here. Okay. Now, the people also asked, that's that PAA, people also asked. So if I go into that, it basically brings up this. And these are good for subtopics in your article. Can you be vegan and not eat beans? How can vegetarians get protein without beans? Does a plant-based diet include beans? What beans are allowed on plant-based diet? So if you include those topics inside of your article, there's a good chance that you're going to rank for those, and you're going to rank for some of these 25 other similar keywords. Okay. So again, going back to what we talked about in the beginning, if you only look at plant-based diet without beans and you say it only gets 20 searches per month and you discard that, you're missing out on a huge potential. Okay. You're missing out on a huge potential. Now, like I said, I am going to give you guys a strategy on how you can do this, even with competitors, and how you can use what they've done to give you some intel. All right. But I'll share that here in a second. So let me just go to another one here real quick. So here's another good one. Okay. This is a great one, actually. So plant-based diet without vegetables. Okay. Plant-based diet without vegetables. 57 similar. What does a plant-based diet consist of? That one gets 390 searches. Okay. What does a plant-based diet consist of? Let's do another one here. Let's see. Here's a good one. Whole food plant-based diet, 14,800. Now, are you going to rank for that one and get 14,800? No, but what if you only get 800 of those 14,000? That's fine, right? Here's another one. What is a plant-based diet? From writing plant-based diet without vegetables, you potentially could rank for spinoffs. That's what we're looking at here. What's some other ones here that we possibly could rank for? Healthy plant-based diet, 260. Define plant-based diet, 110. What is a plant-based diet plan? We just went over that one before, 90. Let's see if I can find any other ones here. Even stuff like this, organic plant-based diet. It says it gets 30. That's extra that you weren't planning on getting. Good plant-based diet. That's 40. So some of the bigger ones are best plant-based diet, obviously. Foods for plant-based diet. You possibly could show up for that if you're talking about plant-based diet plant-based diet without vegetables. Okay. So this gives me ideas. That doesn't mean that I'm going to rank for all of these, but it gives me some really, really good ideas. Okay. And also gives me hope that if I write this, there's a good chance I'm going to rank for a lot of these other things, or potentially and get some of that other traffic. So it turns into something that on the surface said 0 search volume, but in reality, 57 additional terms that you could rank for just by writing that article. So is it really 0? No, because it's only looking at these words inside of this long tail, which is plant-based diet without vegetables. And let me see if I've got one more example here. This was a good one too. Okay, I like this one. Now, this one on the surface did great. 4,400 for plant-based diet with meat. Okay, 52 similar. Okay, so that's another one. What is a plant-based diet? That's another, again, that you might rank for. But that one already on the surface got 4,400. So I didn't want to really show that one because that's obvious. Let's see if I can come up with another one. Bear with me here. Let's see. This is one here. Beginners plant-based diet, 0, which is kind of interesting. And now if I click on this here, and it gives me all of these other ones. So plant-based diet for beginners, 5,400. Now, obviously, that's just in a different order. What is a plant-based diet? So again, you would want to probably put that in that post. What to eat on a plant-based diet, 590. How to eat plant-based diet, 480. Healthy plant-based diet, 260. How to have a plant-based diet, 90. So all of these variations come from writing on that long tail. I got one more to share with you for the keyword chef example here. Diabetes plant-based diet. Okay. It says it gets 42 searches. I think it gets more than that, but that's fine. 16 similar. Okay. So that one there. Plant-based diet for diabetes, 1,000. Let's see. Is there any other ones? No, all of these say 0, but I still would do these. Low-fat plant-based diet for diabetes. I would do that. Can plant-based diet reverse diabetes? Is plant-based diet good for diabetes? So all of these, you know that you're going to get some traffic from that. So all of these other terms come from that one post. So yeah, I can keep going and going here. This was another good one. Let's see. Effects of plant-based diet. 110 searches, and then there's 30 similar. So how good is a plant-based diet for you? What a plant-based diet does to your body. Is plant-based diet healthy? Healthy benefits of a plant-based diet. So all of these could possibly come from writing that one on effects of plant-based diet. Okay. So that's that one example. Now I'm going to show you another example. So now I'm going to go into a tool called Ahrefs. Now, again, I'm not saying that you need these tools, because if you are in the early stages, I say within even the first year and a half, you probably don't need Ahrefs. Okay. You just don't need it. But I wanted to show you what we can do here. All right. So I'm going to use this as an example, yourbassguy.com. Okay. Yourbassguy.com. So if I look at his numbers right here, okay, inside of Ahrefs, and I'm going to try to explain this if you're just listening, it says it gets 33,600 organic visitors a month. Now, I know for a fact that is low. I know that because I have sites of my own that, again, say it's getting that when it's getting actually a lot more. But let's just use that number. Not bad. Ranking for 28,000 organic keywords. Okay. Now, if I'm looking at the graph here, you can see that started about August of 2019. And it started very slow. We get up into about March, and then he or she starts getting some traffic and starting to rank for some keywords. Okay. And again, if you guys are just listening, I'm just scrolling along this graph, and it started at 0 and then 73 these are index keywords, 450 keywords indexed. And then in a year, they're indexing for 8,225 keywords. And then I'm scrolling. It's constantly going up, 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 up. And right now it says it's indexed for over 28,000 keywords. Okay. Over 2 years. Okay. It's pretty good. And getting according to this, over 33,000 visitors. But I know that there's more than that. But what I want to do now is, if I was to look at this site and if I wanted to get some intel, and just to prove my point, I'm looking at all of their pages on this site, yourbassguy.com. Their top number one post is this right here. And that is Fish Finder's Best Fish Finder. Okay. So basically it's in the category of fish finders. And then the article is Best Fish Finder. The top keyword is fish finder. And it says it gets a search volume of 27,000, and they're in position number 4 in Google. Okay. So I'm looking at this, and you would say, well, they ranked for fish finder. Okay. Well, they actually wanted to go after Best Fish Finder, but check this out. They're ranking for 733 variations. That's the different keywords that's driving traffic to this post. So if I expand this, it will show me the top 10. All right. So fish finders, Best Fish Finder, Fish Finder reviews, Best Fish Finders, Best Fish Finder for the money. So that one there, Best Fish Finder for the money, is in position number 6 in Google. okay, on page 1, and that one long tail keyword gets 1,100, okay? And out of that, he's getting, according to this, 62 visitors, okay, from that traffic from being in the 6th position, okay? But he never planned on ranking for best fish finder for the money. He was going after best fish finder, okay? Which, by the way, he's in position number 4, and he's getting 327 when that one there actually gets 3,300. So not too bad, okay? So I can go to the next 10. I'm going to go to the next 10 here so you can see this. Fish Finder, Depth Finder, ranking number 6. That one gets 400 searches a month. Okay. And he's getting 25 of those. So collectively, all of this is adding up. There's another one here, Fish Finder Reviews. That one there is 150 search volume, and he's getting 20 of those, right? So when he wrote this article, he wrote it for best fish finders. He wanted to rank for best fish finders, and he is. But he's also ranking for all of these other ones, over 700 variations. So if he just went after, well, in this case, if he went after best fish finder, that's kind of, to me, that's not really long tail. That's actually like one of the main keywords. But if he was only banking on the 3,300, then he would have gotten 327 from those efforts. But because he was able to now rank for fish finder, fish finders, let's see, best depth finder, all of these different things, he's getting thousands from this one post. So let me go back and let me show you another example. Okay. Oh, that's that one. Let's go back to another one. That was another example I was going to share with you. Here it is. Okay. So if we are looking at this now, okay, best ice fishing fish finder. Okay. So all he did was took fish finder and then created a whole nother article for best ice fishing fish finder, which, by the way, this is another reason why you want to break out posts as much as you can, right? If he just created best fish finders and then put in one for ice fishing too, you would say, well, why doesn't he just put it in the same post? This is why, because now he's getting another line in the water. Get that? So he's putting another line in the water. So this way here, he's got another chance to catch more fish. Look at how this works. This is working so well. So on that one there, he's ranking for ice fishing fish finder. He's in the position number 1 on Google, and he's getting, the volume of that is 3,600, and he's getting 3,200, but he's not getting it from the 3,600. He's getting it from 387 variations. Let me click in and I'll show you. So he's ranking obviously for ice fishing fish finder, best ice fishing fish finder, which is another 700. Ice fishing sonar, which is I guess a type, right? 1,300 for that one. Fish finder for ice fishing. Let's see here. Let me go down the list a little bit. Ice fishing fish finders, best. So let me go to the next 10. We'll get a little bit. Okay, here we go. Portable fish finder, ice fishing. 100 searches. He's getting that. Let's see. Ice fishing depth finders, 250 for that one. So you can see there's all of these variations from this. And that's just his top 2 pages. But if I was to just look at, I'm just going to look at this one keyword and what it can get, he's actually getting a lot more searches for that. All right. And again, let me just go down here a little bit. Here's a great one. Okay. Best bass reels 2020. Okay. And that keyword says it gets 100 search volume. He's getting 359 from that one. Okay. Because he's got 226 other variations that are coming in from that one best bass reels 2020, when actually the article that he wrote was best bass fishing reel. It wasn't even of 2020. It's just that he mentioned 2020 in that article. All right. So let's kind of go back now to what I wanted to share with you when I first got on here, because I want to share with you a couple of ways that we can do this, right? So method number 1 is use the tool that I just shared with you, Keyword Chef. You can buy credits there, pretty affordable. It's very inexpensive. You can just buy a handful if you want and kind of do one of these searches. So use the tool like a Keyword Chef to show you the potential for a keyword, not just looking at the search volume. Okay. Looking at all of the other variations. Okay. That's one way. And if you want to do that, you want to go through my affiliate link, go to brandcreators.com/chef, and you can get started there. The second way, the second method is to start looking at your competitors and their pages that are getting traffic. And the way that I just showed you was like using Ahrefs, but you can use Ubersuggest as well. Now, I'm not going to pull that up here, but it's pretty self-explanatory. When you go in there, you're going to put in your competitor's website. Once you do that, you're going to look at their top pages. It shows you the top pages. Now, it does not show you the breakout of all of the various keywords that it's ranking for that particular post, but it really doesn't matter. What matters is that you're going to write a piece of content that's going to cover that same topic. And now what I want to do though is give you also what you'll want to do when you write that piece of content so you have a good chance of ranking for all of these various keywords. All right. And this is kind of like creating a template. So this way here, you can just write it yourself or have someone write it. So I'm going to go through this really quickly. So number one, you want to create the post that models the post that has been already created that's getting traffic. Okay. So that's how we're going to kind of come up with that keyword. We're not coming up with like the main keyword like that we want to go after and it's going to get the traffic. We're going after the topic, and the keyword or the title is kind of what we're writing the post about. But we know that there's going to be all of this other variations coming in from writing that piece of content. And the way that we're going to do this is we're going to look at the topic in the title, and we're going to create something similar. It's really important to just look and see what the main keyword is that they're going for and make sure that you include that, but then add something else to the title to even make it a little sexier if you can, a little bit more clickable, okay? The second thing is that we want to look at all of the subheads, all of the topics that are being discussed. This is a really important part because if you are writing this piece of content and you're modeling it after another piece of content that's already working, we want to make sure that we model it fairly closely with the topics because those other subheads are also what brought in those other keywords that we were just sharing, right? They're sharing with you. So the subheads are really important. So look at the subheads, create similar subheads, and add a few more, some frequently asked questions, whatever. You're going to look at the number of images. How many images are in that post, right? If there's 3, have 4. If there's 4, have 5. So you just want to create something that's similar as a piece of content. And then the links, are there links inbound and outbound? Okay. Internal and external links. Look at that, match that. Okay. Have at least as many as they have. The other thing is, and this is even if they don't have this in here, but if they have a YouTube video and it's embedded, you want to have one at least. But even if not, I would add one in there. I like adding a video in there. It helps to get people engaged more and also keeps them on the page longer, which also helps in your ranking. So I like embedding a video in all of our posts. And then the length, we want to look at how long the post is. You know, how many words is it? And then what I would do is I would try to match that, or I would try to go a little bit more. So if it's 1,500, I'd probably make it 17, 1,800. Now I wouldn't just keyword stuff. I would just elaborate, do some more frequently asked questions, look at people also asked suggestions on Google and add those in the post on top of your subheads. So this is a way that we can reverse engineer a post that is getting traffic and not necessarily just looking at the keyword, okay, at just the keyword. That is how we can get around falling into that trap of, well, I don't want to go after that keyword because it only gets 20 searches a month. All right. And that is the big mistake. But the last thing I want to share with you is this, and this is really, really important. Stop overthinking it and start creating content. Bottom line, if you're brand new, if your site is less than 6 months old and you do not have 20 pieces of content yet published, I would get those 20 pieces of content published, and I wouldn't care so much about like how much traffic those keywords that you're going after. I would just want to make sure that it's relevant. Make sure that it's relevant. Relevancy is going to help you, and it's going to help Google understand what your site is about. Relevancy is a big, big deal. All right. The second thing is it helps you get into a rhythm of posting. Okay. And then once you get past that, then you can get a little bit more strategic with your numbers and even going into Keyword Chef and seeing what are some keywords that I can rank for fairly easy. And the cool thing is with Keyword Chef, is once you get in here, you can also look at, and I'm going to kind of show this real quick. If you look at, let's see, let me go up here, like these here. And if you guys are listening, you can't see it. There's a score that's next to the SERP, which is your search engine. And basically it will show you if there's results in there for like Pinterest, Facebook, or a Reddit post. Those those are opportunities, because if there is a spot in Google, a top 10, that it's a Reddit, maybe it's a Facebook post, maybe it's a forum post, there's a good chance that you can outrank them with a really simple piece of content using that keyword. So that's the other thing that Keyword Chef does. And it's also a great way to start developing content that will at least get some traffic in the very, very beginning. So I would definitely check that out if you haven't done so already. And again, that's brandcreators.com/chef. All right. So that is going to wrap up this this coffee talk, this podcast, and really hopefully help you get out of the rut of just trying to find keywords that get a ton of traffic, because we don't need to do that. Okay. We don't need to. And hopefully this has helped you. And hopefully you get out there and you start creating some content, because that's the key. That is the key, is to create that content. All right, guys. So that's going to wrap this up. If you want to check that out, brandcreators.com/chef, and you can go ahead and get a little bit of intel there. But again, you don't need that, as far as like, you don't have to have that in order to do this. It just does help. It might speed up that process. All right, guys. So that's it. That's going to wrap it up. As always, take care, take action, have an awesome day, and I'll see you soon. Take care, guys. Cut. All right, guys. Do you have any questions on that real quick? Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So El Ponder has a question. So the article would look like this: H1, plant-based diet without vegetables, and H2, similar. What is a plant-based diet? H3. Okay. Well, the H3s are usually just key points that are about the H2. So just, it's whatever your subtopic is. Like, let's say that your H2 is your subtopic, and then underneath that, there's going to be H3s that support the H2. That's how that works. Then you're going to do another H2, and then you'll do H3s, maybe even H4s sometimes, if you want to go in even deeper into that other subtopic. So yeah, I wouldn't overcomplicate that. I would keep it simple. And usually for us, it's H1, H2, and then occasionally some H3s, depending. But yeah, that's kind of what you're looking at. Curious, if you pick the gallbladder one, what if it shows once you investigate it, or what does it show once you investigate it further? So if I dug into that deeper, which I don't really have time to do that right now, I got a call. We got our call today at 1:00. I'm going to have to hold off on that. We can maybe bring that back up later to kind of show you what that would look like at another time. But really what you would do there is you just want to go and drill in and see the other frequently asked questions maybe, and then drill into that, because there might be a different way that they're phrasing it that would bring people into that. But I would look into that a little bit deeper, or I would just skip it and go on to one that's a little bit more easy to identify. That's what I would do. All right. So guys, that is going to officially wrap this up. Again, another little reminder here for you. If you wanted to join our call this afternoon at 1:00 p.m. Eastern time, depending on when you're listening to this, if you're listening to this afternoon after 12:00 p.m. Eastern time, then you won't be able to join us, because, well, we're going to be doing the call at 1:00. And you do need to be a member of our BCA or of Niche Properties or our Niche Finder Fast Track workshop. And if you are not yet a student and you want to become one, and you want to go through the Niche Finder Fast Track workshop, well, right now, up until noon today, which is about an hour and 40 minutes, depending on when you're watching this. If you're watching this on the replay, doesn't matter. It'll be over. Brandcreators.com/niche. And then from there, you would enroll into the class of our workshop. It's a workshop that is designed to get your niche selected and picked and validated in 3 hours or less. All right. And it's again, it's under 3 hours. And right now, depending on when you're watching this, there is a discount on that, a pretty hefty discount. So go check it out. But you'd have to do that before 12 p.m. Eastern time today, because we're going to start the call at 1:00, which is a bonus call that we're doing for all of our students. So if you're interested, go check that out. All right. So guys, that is going to officially wrap this up. I got to run, got a lot to do. We got a call at 1:00. I'm super excited. We're going to find a couple of new niches. We're going to validate them. And I got a cool strategy that I'm going to be sharing that really allows you to find niches and kind of bolt some things together to really create a unique niche that could get a lot of traffic. And obviously, with a lot of traffic, you turn on some ad networks, you make some money. So anyway, that's it, guys. That's going to wrap it up. Have an awesome, amazing day. Some of you, I'll see you on the call. And if not, well, I'll see you on the next podcast episode or the coffee talk right here, right where you are right now. Take care, guys. Have an awesome day.